Hey guys, good morning. This is Simon with TRADEnPERFORM Coaching. You can read this quick legal notice when you have a chance. It basically says past performance is not indicative of future results and that this is for educational purposes only. I have to throw that up there. The way you get a hold of me is like this. If you would like a 5-day pass to the room, have any questions for me, you can email me at TRADEnPERFORM@gmail.com. Okay, we got that out of the way. Excuse me, I apologize, a little rusty on a Saturday morning. But a little bit of coffee helps. Okay, so what I'm covering this morning is the use of the 5-minute zone. So, hold on one second. The way you cover that is, first of all, how do you get the 5-minute zone on there? So let's go through the instructions. Go to Analysis, and then go to Studies, Analysis, Studies, and it'll pull up your box in Sierra Chart, and you go to look up Initial Balance, Add Initial Balance, so you'll click on it, hit Add, move it over, and then when you go to Settings, you'll come over here, and on Settings and Inputs, wrong one, Initial Balance, Settings and Inputs, just put it, I'm on Central Time, so 8:30 to 8:35, and it'll put these nifty little lines there. And then, the next thing that happens is, you will get these lines come across from each day. And what I do, like for Friday, here I'll erase my lines, is I take this chart, here's the chart number 10, I copy over the drawings from chart number 10 onto my algo chart, and then once the 5 minutes is up, it automatically marks it off. You just have to highlight it like this, right? So then this comes back to Friday's trade. And here's the chart. And if we pull that chart in, right, so guys who are watching this on YouTube for the first time, or you're watching the video, this is meant primarily for my trading clients, and not, and hold on one sec, let me see if I can fix this here real quick. There we go. And not for, it's not really a promotional video per se, guys. So, okay guys, so you see once the first 5 minutes is done, which is about right here, okay, what you want is to get a orthodox close above. Okay, so generally once you get an orthodox close above on the 24 tick, here I'll make this wider so you can see it easily. And what generally happens, and we're going to go through a couple days examples. This is I'm going to have both a 5-minute version of this. So if you want to cut it off after 5 minutes and go, how do I do this? This is the first 5 minutes, and the next part of the video, I'll go back and describe the setups, right? So, so what you generally want is an orthodox close above, right? Which is this bar right over here, and then we tend to lift. Now, what you really want, what I really want, is an orthodox close above, a test back in, and then a lift to the upside. Conversely, if you get an orthodox close underneath, like this, I would expect the first, and maybe even the second punch back in to give you a reversal back down. Now we'll talk about the specific settings in just a minute. So when I come back over here and I look at the trade, right? So let's just talk about the general nature of the chart for a second, right? What you will see, or the purpose of this, is so that when the market opens, right, we're trying to assess which way is it going to go, which way is it likely to push, and which side do I lean on for results. And part of the problem with day trading is, right, we have so many different ways of reading that. So let me see if I can help out just a little bit, right? So if you'll look on most days, we're going to go through several different markets here, okay? So, for example, if you will look at yesterday, right? Once we closed above, buyers were in overall control, we pushed out. Once we came for the first backside test here at 11:45, we pushed back up, we tested the top, we tested the back, and then we pushed back up in the afternoon. That's how the trade worked. Now, let's go look at a prior day. This is Thursday, right? So if you'll look, we open up. We can't close above. We finally close below, clearly close below, like with the negative bar that closed down, point of control underneath, etc., etc. The market closed below, and you can see that this became the resistance point for the rest of the afternoon. It also became the target back up once we extended away. Just going to go through a few days because it's really super easy. You're going to look at it and go, okay, I have a pretty good idea. So here, when you look, this is Wednesday on the Fed day. So you can see once we closed above, buyers were in overall control. So you really wouldn't count this 12 to 12:15 because the day kind of started over. And when you stay inside that first 5-minute bar all day, it's just chop, right? It's super easy. You do the same thing on ES. It's super easy. You want to get outside of that first 5-minute bar. So you can see here where we spent the first period of the day inside. Once you closed cleanly above, you're looking for your long side setups out of here, right? So, and I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a moment. So again, first 5-minute bar. I'm going to go with this as the first clean close above, and you're looking for your pushes out on the backside test of that area, and you're generally looking for long setups. And what this will end up doing is giving us our bias definition, right? So again, clear close above on a 5-minute, backside test out, push, and then the backside test of that area, again, push out. Now, that's been while the market's been going straight up. So let's jump back to a prior time where we weren't just going straight up here. This takes us back to, we're going to July, okay? So if you look here in July, and remember the goal is just to get 1 or 2 solid trades a day and take your money and get the heck out of town, right? So clear close above, I'm going to go with here, backside test, push. You can really just go with the 5-minute bar closes above and then start looking for the longs. We'll cover that in just a moment, okay? And then if you come back over here, again, you'll see inside the range all day, right? That would have been kind of a wash day for me. It was chop, all of it within the first 5 minutes. You can see once we established above the first 5 minutes, we trended up. This should be really particularly important. This should be very, very important to people who have a difficult time telling which side to lean on, right? So when you look over here, right? So again, same rule. Establishes 5-minute clean close above, we push out, we come back for the backside test, responsive buy, impulse move underneath. I wonder if this was a Fed day. It doesn't look like it was, right? And then you'll see still when it comes back for the first time back in, you're looking for a rejection, closes above. Now you're looking for pushes down to push back out, right? And establish control again for moves to the upside, right? Here I'll show you. Now where I want to go back to is if I have enough days. Okay, this would be really important here. See that open drive higher, right? As soon as I get this, I know my bias has changed. So you momentum guys should love this. What I want after, so this is important. What I want after that happens is push back, push out, right? And over time we will go through specific videos and specific examples. But again, you'll see over here. See how I don't get a down bar that closes cleanly outside? I guess I would define a negative bar with a point of control underneath. So let's get a specific definition. Negative bar, point of control underneath. So I never get the lows to establish. I establish out on the high. We push out. This pushes back into New York lunch and just got choppy. I don't know why. Oh, it was Wednesday. It may have, I don't know why we got so choppy in there, but it was the afternoon. It got sloppy. You can see once we established a point of control underneath with a negative bar, was right in the last hour, and it just chopped to the downside, right? It won't solve all problems, but it'll solve a lot of problems. So when we're over here on Tuesday, right, so you can see, let's see, which is the bar that establishes the point of control outside? All the way down here, right? That took a while on the 5-minute bars to establish a down bar. You can see they're fighting to reverse it, is what they're doing. They finally established the point of control down. They push back in an attempt to get back to the 5-minute area, and it falls away. So there's two things about this. Maybe I need to rethink that point of control point, but the point is once you get that clear close underneath, right? Sellers or buyers are generally in charge, right? So here I would have gone, there's obviously econ here, right? But here I would have gone, oh, buyers are in charge. I'm going to change my opinion when I get down here and go, sellers are in charge, right? So it's not perfect, but it gives me a great way to pivot back and forth without doing any additional work. Okay, so again, you'll see this is back in April. They attempt to establish above, they push back in, they try to get responsive buying, failed, right? Sellers take control, and we'll go to the algo to figure out what to do with that once sellers take control. Obviously extend, and they target back to the first 5 minutes, right? And then you'll see on the prior day, right? We establish underneath, right? Sellers are in control. Push back in, reject back down, push back in. Somewhere in here, you're going to make the decision that they've established above, which is right here at 11 o'clock. And then you can see they pushed out at the afternoon. So that's step one of this video. That's how I'm going to be using this in the room. And then also, that's my target back down. If I get an extension all the way back up, like this, and I go, oh, I'm short over here. For those of you who short, you're targeting back into this zone is what you're doing. Same thing over here. You get up here and you go, hey, I'm short. You're targeting back towards that first 5 minute bar. And it's going to be another one of those tools where we have the algo for entry, but now we have the algo for targeting. So in my next video, right, so that's the 5 minute breakdown. I'm trying to do these in short clips. So this is part one, how to use it, how to use the 5 minute bar to determine direction and bias. And in the next video, I'm going to explain how to use the algo to help with that direction and bias. So I will be back momentarily.